The Ball State bowling team started off the year the same way with tryouts. There is a $25 tryout fee, and returning members are not exempt. Once they have made the team, they are ready for their season of tournaments.
Our next event will be the Rotogrip Raider Classic, and that'll be in Ohio. It's going to be 6 full games and then 16 Baker matches.
Baker's matches are when the entire team bowls the game. The first person bowls the first and 6th frame, and the second person bowls the 2nd and 7th frames, and so on. The girls' team found this tough at the beginning of their season.
And this year we started with 5, so it was really rough, not having any subs. If something happened to someone, we were out tournaments just because we didn't have enough. But we did get a 6th girl, so it's starting to look better this year.
Even though the girls' team is looking better, bowling several games in one day is still tough.
Having to bowl 6 games in one day is really rough. Takes a lot of physical, strength.
Their strength is paying off with their placement.
But I definitely think the last tournament that we just had this past weekend was our best. We finished 13th out of 30 teams, so we're definitely improving every week.
Improving every week keeps their fans on board and cheering.
Bowling tournaments are a lot like, I would say, cheerleading competitions. There's people cheering, screaming, jumping up and down everywhere. Every time, someone gets a strike or a spare, people are always cheering.
The fan cheering helps the players enjoy what they are doing.
I've enjoyed it ever since. Met a lot of great people as well.
Every year I've lived with girls off the teams. I mean, it's more like a family thing than a sport or a club.
You can be a part of their family by contacting the teams, or if you don't bowl, by showing support to your fellow Cardinals. You can also show support for the bowling team by buying a t-shirt for $16 to support cancer awareness.
It's just around the corner. Second Harvest has a great need for volunteers and food donations.
Second Harvest is a regional distribution center of food for needy families. They are part of a larger organization, Feeding America.
We supply food out to agencies in 8 counties.
The 8 counties include all of those that surround Delaware County and Wabash County.
There's a lot of special event feeding opportunities that are coming up, Thanksgiving meal and some other things happening throughout the region. Just all kinds of stuff going on.
Not only do they do all kinds of stuff, but they also help all kinds of people.
The figure that we're trying to reach this year is 74,000 people. The goal for this year, believe it or not, is 13 million pounds of food.
13 million pounds of food would be equal to 400 tractor semis filled end to end, with volunteers needed daily.
It really takes that kind of volunteer activity to help get this job done.
Getting food to the families is not the only job for Second Harvest, but they also speak to different groups to get the word out.
One of the folks was recently telling me she made a presentation to a class, and at the end of the class time, the teacher talked about her struggle when she was right out of college, trying to make ends meet. Many times students don't really picture their teacher or their professor ever being in that circumstance.
It also might surprise you that the greatest need for food comes after the first of the year. Second Harvest wants you to remember that. In Muncie, MacyThombleson, NewsLink, Indiana.
Second Harvest has a need for volunteers all months of the year.
Third and Oak, the laundromat, is the story of Alberta and Dee Dee having an encounter at the laundromat at 3 in the morning. While they are both doing their husband's laundry, they share their dirty laundry about their relationships. Amelia Wyndham has been working on the show for the past month.
Those were great because there were only 2 actors, so there was no downtime. Like, we worked every rehearsal.
Rehearsals took place in the cave, which is in the basement of the Art and Communication building.
Or every semester there are 3 cave shows, and they're directed by junior production option students.
The student director can decide how to set up the audience seating.
It's in a black box theater, which is a theater where you can set up the audience in any way. So it can be like theater in the round or any way you want.
Once the seats are arranged, the actresses start on warm-ups.
We start with breath warm-ups, and then we go to body, and then we go to voice. And we do vocal ranges, articulation, and then I usually do something to get in the mindset of the character.
As Amelia gets into the mindset of Alberta, the show begins to take life.
I play Alberta, who is one of two characters in the show. She's an older woman who comes to the laundromat at 3 a.m. to do her husband's laundry.
While Alberta is not doing her husband's laundry, she is gossiping with another woman at the laundromat, Dee Dee. Amelia encourages people to come and see the show.
Come see it. It's a really beautiful, simple story, just laid out, and it's something that everyone can relate to and that will warm and touch everyone.
You can still feel touched by their story in the laundromat. The show is being performed Friday to Sunday. For ticket information, contact the University Theater box office.